Sunday morning. False peal of church bells fills the air. Sunday morning. The pietistic on display. Others sleep off last night's despair to face the day with dread and fear. Sunday morning. Kelly's sleep disrupted by tintinnabulation. The ringing of the telephone forced her to mentation. Sun streaming through the window. Had to be a lie. She and Lisa barely had time to close their eyes. Lisa seated on the floor, Kelly on the sofa. The clothes they wore from day before. Inebriate rapport.
What's the time? Do you know?
Kelly asked, scratchy low. Lisa squinted, tried to see her swatch upon the table, cleared her throat, coughed and croaked through a boozy haze. She spoke.
I don't believe, almost 11.
Shocked to find they did survive their drunken Armageddon.
How'd it get to be so late?
Kelly asked, cursed her fate.
We didn't get to bed till 4.
Lisa said, her words a roar.
What time are you supposed to go? To get the kids, what's apropos?
I think I told her 9, and so. That would be 2 hours ago.
Kelly said, took a breath, and lit a cigarette.
That was her, I know. I bet. Calling angry. Pissed, upset.
What will you say when she asks why you didn't answer?
Fuck that bitch, I'll tell her nothing. Neither truth nor lie.
Barry's mother, not the shy type. What if she comes by?
She wouldn't dare, 'cause I don't care and wouldn't let her in. She says she never sees the kids. Now she has them. God forbid she has to take them with her to the post before parade. That stupid corned beef dinner. Phony Irish pride charade.
Kelly laughed, picked up a beer, blew ashes off the top. Took a sip and changed her tone. Now concerned, did not bemoan a mother's duty, mother's fight.
I hope everything's all right.
Sick, hungover, haze of smoke. Bill and Barry's morning yoke. And what cure did they invoke? A shared bottle, fifth of vodka. Pair of alcoholics' dogma.
Where's your mother?
Barry asked, took another sip.
Will she mind that I'm still here, or should I make my slip?
Bill was on an easy chair, legs hanging off the side.
She won't care, 'cause she's not here. If she was. Besides, she seems to like you for some reason, which I cannot abide.
Barry smiled, chugged a bit, passed the bottle back.
Where'd she go this time of day? Off to church to kneel and pray for us unholy sinners?
To the post before parade, that stupid corned beef dinner.
Bill sipped, passed the bottle, settled in the chair.
Corned beef, I do declare. Not the way to start the morn.
Barry grimaced at the thought, felt his stomach churn. As once again he swallowed. Wallowed in the vodka's burn.
It's past 11.
Bill said, glancing at the clock.
Did you get to sleep at all? Don't think I closed my eyes.
I couldn't make it up the stairs. Passed out here, immobilized.
I don't recall leaving the bar or where we parked the car.
Somehow we made it home, and so, there's only one more thing to know. Not how we got to where we are.
And for this answer, Bill, he strove.
But of the two of us, who drove?
Steve stood at the bars, keeping time inside his head. Ryan stirred, moaned and sputtered, sitting up, a jail cell bed.
About fucking time you woke up to play. Been talking to myself since the break of day.
Ryan wasn't sure exactly where he was. Cold, confused. He sat and mused, but nothing clear, concise, familiar. Brought a clue to the enigma of what he had been through. He looked at Steve and tried to speak. His throat was parched and dry. He hemmed and hawed, and merely squeaked.
Where the fuck am I?
Steve laughed, loved the joke of fucking with his head.
You died and went to heaven. There's nothing here to dread. We're waiting for St. Peter to lead us to God's stead. The pearly gates are locked and judgment lies ahead. I hope that you're prepared to hear your sins be pled.
Steve guffawed, turned to Ryan, looked him in the face.
Not for nothing when I say this. Take it as you should. I don't mean it to sound mean, but you don't look so good.
Ryan stretched and yawned and stood.
I'm better than I seem. I can guess what I have done. It must have been extreme. They hold me here for peace of mind. Get me off the street. But this is not the place for you. You simply don't belong. Must have broken some taboo. My guess, a marital wrong?
Fucking Mora tried to talk, then has me arrested. And Linda too should have my back. Could boldly have attested to all the things I did for her, unlike her fucking sons. Those project rats don't even bother. They should be the ones to run her errands, call each day. They fill me with repugnance. The fucking drunks, junkies, punks never give her nothing. But I was there, proved I care. Do anything she wanted. Brought her food and cash and booze. Made sure she never needed. So I don't understand at all where this vitriol got seeded.
You're here for something. Did you hit, intimidate, or threaten?
Ran into her at Canny's. We had a little spat. I left her on her own just then. Walked away. That's that.
There must be more. Restraining order. Did you break the law?
Steve, he liked to play the martyr. But Ryan knew the score. Knew a piece was missing, story incomplete. Steve was dancing round the scene. His narrative too neat.
There was a knife. We had a fight. Later at her place.
Steve continued, beat a rhythm, picking up the pace.
In a flash, a tiny gash barely left a trace.
A knife will do it, that I know. Though I'm not a lawyer. Your day in court you can explain. When you reconnoiter.
Linda could put in a word. Get me off the hook.
You're in the deep end now, my friend. A thug, a hood, a crook.
How the hell did this get started? What am I to do? What kind of crazy family did I marry into?
This is why I'll never marry. Single, free, aloof.
Too late for you, pal. Made the goof. Your life is now Adval. Can't deny or run and hide. Can't hit the road and hoof. Your life belongs to Sandra now. That baby is the proof.
Steve laughed and said, checked Ryan on the chin.
No matter what you do or say, you fucked yourself. She wins.
Late morning sun fell across the kitchen. Coffee sitting cold, stainless steel a-glisten. Dust moving through the air caught the morning light. Everything was in its place, everything seemed right. But looks can be deceptive if one is not perceptive. Linda sat afraid, silent and alarmed. Mora concentrated on the bandage on her arm. Linda's cigarette dropped ashes on the floor. She didn't want to ask again but couldn't hold back anymore. Trepidatious, she proceeded, spoke in alarmed tones.
Did you call the station, find out what's going on?
Feeling wizened at her age in Mora's reverie, her gaze fell on Linda. Tried to gauge why her mother was enraged that she was having Steve arraigned.
I don't care what's going on.
Mora said, anger betrayed had to end Linda's crusade.
He's where he deserves to be after what he did to me. And I don't understand at all how you have the nerve, the gall, to worry about him when I'm in stitches, in distress. And when it's time to speak, redress. These charges I will surely press.
Linda would have none of this, and so she did aggress.
Is that the wisest thing to do? I'm sure he meant no harm to you. He only tried to make a threat, to frighten and cajole you into coming back to live with him. And though the outcome, dark and grim, in his bêtise did bedim the reasons why he sought you so, I just thought you ought to know.
You think this just a whim, a lark, and he'll be on his way?
No, but this is all I ask. Hear what he has to say.
Maybe he can write a letter from his prison cell. Maybe get a nice long sentence. Then this nightmare I can quell.
Linda ventured sternly to speak her mind, bestow.
If it goes to court and such, Then everyone will know.
Who cares if they do?
Maura said, confused, could not understand why Linda took this view.
Let them know I don't care. Let them see what I put up with for the past 8 years.
Can't you let it go?
Linda begged, unyielding. Why couldn't Maura see it was herself Linda was shielding?
Let it go? Are you insane?
Maura asked, would not refrain.
I have stitches, don't you see? He broke in and he stabbed me. If I let it go again, what message does that send? He might think I want him back. I'll never see the end.
If the papers pick this up, then it's me who will wind up on the street. A life of strife. Just go back, you are his wife.
I'm his wife, and he's a rotter. Don't forget that I'm your daughter.
Maura had now heard enough and said to Linda, firm and gruff.
Is this a game, and I'm your pawn? The time to act has come and gone. It's your turn, so make a choice. Decide whose side you're on.
"8 million stories in the naked city. Kelly's was but one, albeit sordid, gritty. Kelly never had a sister. Youngest with 3 brothers. Spoiled at an early age, she always got her druthers. But now she found herself alone, unsure, adrift. Was it time to make the break? On the precipice of rift. Lisa treaded gently, wearing liquid armor. Another beer and she would try to soothe Kelly, disarm her.
Do you?
Lisa asked, her voice a hush, a whisper.
Do I what?
Kelly snapped, but her voice it cracked, a simper.
Do you want to take him back?
Lisa prodded. Had the knack of soothing Kelly's pains, her ills, of easing her attacks. Kelly didn't answer, unsure of what to say. She never had to worry, never took the reins. There was always someone else to step in and allay. A father, brother, husband to jump into the fray, make her decisions for her, and gently pave the way. But being mollycoddled has left her unprepared. Now facing life, its problems, she felt alone and scared. 8 million stories in the naked city. Linda's was but 2, albeit sordid, gritty. Meanwhile, in the projects, Linda's kitchen table. Her rock, Gibraltar, safety net. Her peace of mind, her stable. Linda spoke with panic, with anguish and with dread.
What of me, my livelihood? What am I to do?
Linda asked, forlornly said.
My future's up to you.
What about you?
Maura asked, unsure of Linda's ploy.
What if I get blamed for this? This trouble can destroy.
I don't know.
Kelly said, turned her face to Lisa.
If I want him back or not. Or if it's time to cease a life not full of wedded bliss.
How could you take the blame for this? You weren't even here.
Maura said, to Linda's plea, alleviate her fear.
So, it's time to think it through. Come up with a plan.
Lisa said to Kelly then.
Get out while you can.
Word gets round.
Kelly cried.
People talk.
Linda sighed.
They're gonna talk no matter what.
Maura said, perturbed, distraught.
What does it matter what they say?
Lisa thought a judgment day.
Won't be the subject of their gossip.
Kelly said, off on a tear.
Don't want Housen finding out.
Linda warned, a desperate prayer.
My kids to hear it on the street.
The woman downstairs lost her lease.
To get divorced, to fail, be beat.
Her son detained, caught by police.
Like Maura moved back to the projects.
He had drugs, her papers processed.
To be pilloried and pitied?
Vilified for his misdeed.
That I just cannot concede.
And with eviction did proceed.
You will not end up like Maura.
Lisa said this to appease, then Linda added a reprise.
When housing did get wind of it, they put her out onto the street.
I'm not selling drugs.
Maura said, matter of course.
Steve, he stabbed you in my place. Was picked up once for coke. And so?
That's bound to come up in the courts. when the papers write reports.
This is all I have.
Kelly said in explanation.
This is all I have.
Linda summed the situation.
And want to hold on tight to this. My name they won't asperse.
Lisa knew that Kelly had made up her mind, and so another futile effort to make Kelly face her woe.
Drop the charges, please.
Linda took to begging.
Or I may be liable for aiding and abetting. Housing doesn't fool around. There is no second chance. Where am I supposed to go? If turned out from this manse.
Linda's fear was genuine. Maura plainly saw. She had no choice but back away. Accept defeat, withdraw. 8 million stories in the naked city? Sandra's was but 3, albeit sordid, gritty. Before Maura could tell Linda her decision on the matter, Sandra ran into the room, skin pale, like a cadaver. Shaky, sick, she tried to speak, could only move her lips. She held her hand up to her mouth, dashed from the kitchen quick. 8 million stories in the naked city. Barry's was but 4, albeit sordid, gritty. Back at Bill's, there they sat, hunched back on their caudal.
Think she'll take you back?
Bill asked, passing round the bottle.
He doesn't mean it.
Kelly said, to end the conversation.
It's only when he's drunk on coke.
A blatant abjuration.
What choice does she have?
Barry said like a big wheel.
I pay all the bills besides. It's no big fucking deal.
Only when he's drunk.
Lisa couldn't hold her tongue.
You sit and make excuses for his bullshit and his bunk.
Barry took another swallow. Put the bottle on the floor.
When did things get so fucked up? Don't know nothing anymore.
You don't understand.
Kelly said. Felt hurt, betrayed. A friend's supposed to take your side, not criticize, upbraid.
I don't know. It happens.
Bill said, almost aside.
You wake one day, it's not the way you thought your life would be. Just take it in your stride. Shut your eyes and lie. And put your truth aside.
No, I do not understand.
Lisa said, lowered her head, lit a cigarette.
But I'll be damned.
She sat and thought.
If I get caught in marriage so unblessed.
8 million stories in the naked city. 8 million sordid. 8 million gritty. Here we've had a glimpse into 4 of them, and so only 7,999,996 to go. Bill recalled the words he spoke when taking Barry's side.
Shut your eyes and lie.
He said.
And put your truth aside.
Barry shifted weight, now his back against the chair. Bill could see the graying strands in Barry's umber hair. Barry gained some weight, it's true, but Bill could plainly see the broad shoulders underneath Barry's fitted Irish tee. Bill played their game of normalcy, dated girls, told his tales. But that was all so far away. Would he always live in yesterday?
Remember days we thought we'd play stickball for all eternity.
Bill sang a song of long-lost days, life a fairway, unconfused, when feelings were untapped and used, emotions still diffused. Barry loved to talk of those carefree days, a treasure, when he was young and wry and spry, and summer was forever.
Street hockey.
Barry said, recalled forgotten leisure.
Don't forget street hockey. Our greatest days of pleasure.
If the greatest days are far behind, then what's in store for us?
Bill thought, then said, words addressed to back of Barry's head.
It's all changed, don't know how. Don't even know who lives here now. Houses full of strangers.
And English not the language.
Barry countered as Bill passed along the bottle.
I used to know from day to day exactly what would happen. Even at the bar I get. A new crowd, always asking. For beer they are in search of. Foreign, import, top of line. Drinks I never heard of. Whiskeys, cognacs, rums, and wine. Now I don't know nothing. Feel it all slipping away. Stuck in the past. Forgotten. Like an old beat Chevrolet. I want to do something now. Before it's gone. Too late. Make a choice, take a step. Be master of my fate.
Barry sat, confused, perplexed. Bill's words iconoclastic. Not really understanding, Barry spoke a joke, sarcastic.
Master of your fate.
He asked,
I master every day. I hold my fate within my hand. When fate dictates, I masturbate.
Bill laughed, not at Barry but himself, forethinking Barry would hear his words, accept his thoughts. But Barry never could see beyond his own ideas, think of anybody else. But Bill accepted this and more, as his feelings grew and soared, feelings he tried to ignore since younger days of childhood.
Listen to me.
Bill said, another sip of vodka.
Next time I talk of stupid shit, just slap me. Knock me out of it.
Bill passed the bottle back to Barry. One last fleeting thought.
Don't get me wrong.
He said with strife.
I don't always hate my life. Only when I stop to think. Step back from the brink.
Brink of what?
Barry asked, bottle to his lips.
The brink of truth.
Bill went to say, but stopped himself and watched. As Barry shook his head and drank, Bill's heavy heart withered, sank.
Would things ever change?
Steve, he sat, and doleful pondered, as his restless mind it wandered, over reasons he could never see, why Maura would not let them be, to spend a night locked up in jail for trying to correct a fail. His marriage sacrosanct and blessed, now taunted him, a brutal jest. Ryan all alone, uneasy, did not like to reflect freely. His clouded thoughts disturbed and haunted, forced him to confront the gauntlet. Childhood filled with fear and dread, always fighting, keep ahead of vile words and drunken beatings. Tortured minds searched for some meaning, but answers remained fast and fleeting. He didn't blame. It was his lot. But only heroin could blot the welts of body, spirit, mind. But in this cell he could not find an outlet. Run away and hide. He turned to Steve, he had to speak. Words would fill the darkness, bleak. The screaming demons he would quell by talk of something, someone else. So on Steve's problems, he would dwell.
No one forced you to get married.
Ryan said, the silence shattered. All his painful musings scattered. Steve, he turned, his mind still reeling, spoke quite plain, unleashed his feeling.
No one made me. It is true. It's what I felt I had to do.
And now you sit here, sad and blue. You'll never catch me in that stew.
Ryan snickered, laughed it off.
You say that now. You sit and scoff. But you don't see. You're in the trough.
Steve liked this role of older brother. Impart his knowledge and all other advice that he could give, to guide, help Ryan see his future bride.
You got a kid now on the way. You'll be married. Heed what I say. Did you ever say you loved her? Did you promise to be true?
I said I'd be there, see her through. But in that moment, what to do?
You fucking lied. You little prick. We've all said in a quick.
Steve, he winked and nodded, laughed, impressed by Ryan's sexual gaffe.
But now's the time to be a man. Let her know just where you stand.
I'll be there for the baby. Sure, don't know how I feel for her.
Why couldn't Ryan just admit? He loved Sandra, wouldn't quit.
Good to hear. Do the right thing. The baby will endear you to a stable life of home and wife. Your future on the upswing too.
If what you say is true, and I've no cause to doubt, why didn't you pursue the joy a baby brings about?
We talked of it through these 8 years. But Maura's idle prattle never settled on that score. She said, we have to wait.
Wait for what?
Ryan asked.
I don't know.
Steve said, downcast.
Until we have more money. Get on our feet, more solvent. When all was said and done, she brushed it off. Resolved then. To talk no more, pushed me aside. She always had a reason why.
A baby, like you said just now, would give your life some meaning. Get you and Maura back, and then your life would be fulfilled again.
Ryan's words hung in the air, resounding in Steve's head. Steve turned to Ryan, smiled, could see that life ahead
That might be the smartest thing that you have ever said.
Steve was lost in reverie, in joy and bliss, delight.
A baby changes everything.
Would cure their ills, their blight.
A little girl, a daughter. That's just what Maura needs. Then she couldn't walk away. Would never think to leave.
You spend your life, as mother, rife, with worry every day. I shouldn't fret so, but I do.
Linda said, more to allay her cause of dread and fright, in an effort to gainsay the truth of Sandra's current plight, to brush it all away.
She'll sleep it off. She's quite the sight. But where was she all through the night?
Last I saw her, up the bar. Tried to make her leave.
Maura spoke. She didn't try to hide her tone, well peeved.
I don't know what happened then. I came home, found Steve. You were still down Dottie's. At least I did infer. I was busy getting stitched. The rest is all a blur.
On second thought, I'll go and see if she is up to talk.
No,
Maura shouted when Linda turned to walk.
you let her run around amok. A reckless life, carefree. Let her be. To think on this. These antics, apogee. You'll let her off too easily. Coddle her unceasingly. Paint a rosy picture bright. Convince yourself and her as well that everything's all right.
Everything will be all right.
Linda said, a bit contrite.
She's not the first. That's plain to see. To have a baby in her teens.
Maura reeled. Would have no more of Linda's hiding in the sand. Summoning her courage, Maura rose to take a stand.
You don't get it. You don't see. If this continues, she won't be better off than you or me.
Things could be worse.
Linda said, holding down the fort.
Could be worse? With what immerse? What more can she give? 19. Pregnant. Unattached. The father is a junkie. You think this is normal. But let me tell you here and now, our lives are just pure charnel.
Maura took a breath, continued on a roll. With each word she would extol the full weight of her vitriol.
We die each day a little death. Look at how we live. Normal doesn't act this way. You have in this more than a say. You're a mother, try and lead. Don't deny. Don't be naive.
I can't change the way things are.
Linda said in apperceive.
I wish things were different. If your father didn't leave.
But he did.
Maura said.
And you were left in charge.
That's right. He left.
Linda stressed, dispute Maura's disregard.
He walked out on me and you. Turned his back on your brothers too. Decided he had had enough. I let him go. It was no bluff. What was I supposed to do? 5 kids. No job. No choice. No say. And Sandra on the way? And you stand there and blame me for things I could not see. And hold me up, example, of things that could not be?
Why did you marry? Did you love him?
Maura asked, now taciturn. Linda then grew solemn, never did discern her thoughts, her choices, or her fate, accepted things in turn.
He was good. He never hit me, drank and ran around. That I always knew. And after you I found I was going to have Michael. But he knew we didn't have more money to apportion. And this I say, on his behalf. He vowed to pay for an abortion. But I knew I never could. Didn't believe then. And don't believe it now. So he said that we would marry. Could hold my head up proud.
But did you love him?
Maura asked, filled with rectitude. Linda had to think a bit before she could exude.
There is a line, it's really fine, between love and gratitude. And you must think, before you split. of what Steve has to offer. Don't go throwing it away. Don't deny what is for proffer.
Is money all you think about? How much in the coffer?
Linda laughed and shook her head and spoke, but rather bluntly.
Hard not to think of money when you never had it plenty.
What's wrong with wanting something more?
Mora asked as Sandra came in through the door. Mora gasped in horror. Sandra fell upon her knees. The blood ran down in rivulets. Between her thighs she squeezed. Sandra gasped and panted, wheezed.
I don't know what's wrong with me. Mora, help me. Help me, please.
Linda's heart had skipped a beat when she heard her daughter's plea. Sandra didn't call for her. A mother should be called on first.
Decisions will be made.